let's rank the teams in the NFC. The Niners lost this weekend, but so did the Lions. So did the Eagles. It's unclear if there's a dominant team in this conference. How would you, let me just remind people of who's undefeated in the NFC. New Orleans is 2-0. They've kicked the crap out of a couple of teams, including Dallas. They beat the crap out of Dallas this weekend. Minnesota 2-0, beat the Niners. Seattle 2-0. Tampa Bay 2-0. They beat Detroit this weekend. And then you got Atlanta 1-1, Arizona 1-1, Washington 1-1, Philly 1-1, Detroit 1-1, Chicago 1-1, Dallas 1-1, Green Bay 1-1, Niners 1-1, and Carolina, the Giants and Rams 0-2 each. Those teams are great. How would you rank the best teams in the NFC?
Okay, should we try to go from like number 5 to number 1, or start with the best team?
Maybe start with the best team. Might be hard to start right at 5.
Okay, hold on. I would say, oh boy, Iggy, this is tough.
It is tough.
I mean, starting the season, I would have included the Niners, the Rams, and the Lions.
Yeah.
And Philly.
Yeah.
I would have included all of them. Things have changed a little bit.
Not impressed with Philly. I like Saquon Barkley's a good running back, but they're not gonna run their way to the freaking NFC Championship game.
Okay. I would have to say today, I'm still putting the Niners at number 1, but shaky.
Sure.
I'm putting them at number 1, but shaky. Do you agree?
I do agree, because the other teams that are like New Orleans is a good story. It's hard to put the Niners over the Vikings right now. But yeah, I would have to say so, because of all they've done the last 5 years. The Vikings have been good for 2 weeks. The Saints have been good for 2 weeks.
And also, when we saw the Niners and the Vikings head to head. I think it's possible the Niners can beat more teams than the Vikings can beat.
And if they were to play at Levi's, it's possible the Niners would win that game.
Yeah, it's just one game. And it's what Kyle said. It's just football. And I thought that was a good thing he said. It's just football. We lost the game. Now we got to move on. We got to learn from it. I thought that was good what he said. It was actually an answer to you, Iggy, right?
It was, yes.
Okay, so I'm still putting the Niners number 1, but because they're 1-1 and because they really didn't play very well on Sunday, it's shaky. Now, number 2 is tough. So not Philly. I'm not the Lions, Iggy.
No.
I don't like that.
Jared Goff is just not good enough. He's a moving platform.
That's what Bill would have called him.
A moving platform. He just can't move.
And Iggy, I'm not convinced about Atlanta.
No. I'm not enthusiastic about them. Number 2, I would say it's either right now Tampa or New Orleans.
Okay, because you won't say Minnesota because they have that quarterback. So you know what?
Okay. It's Geno. It's Midwest Geno.
Okay. Tampa or New Orleans? I'm going to say Tampa.
Baker. He's better than Derek Carr.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree. And that coach is pretty good. He won a Super Bowl. Todd Bowles. That team has they're champions.
Yeah, they are. So I'm going to go with Tampa.
Niners play Tampa this year in Tampa.
Oh boy, that'll be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 3, Iggy, New Orleans. I'm going to put the Lions above New Orleans. I'm going to put the Lions at number 3. I'd have to see more from that quarterback in New Orleans and that head coach who was here with the Raiders and I thought was a walking zombie.
The story so far, it seems to be that the big difference with the Saints is that they got Kubiak's son from the Niners. So far, he's their offensive coordinator. He's doing a good job.
Okay, we'll see.
So we'll see.
So I would put the Lions at number 3, New Orleans at number 4, Philly at number 5.
What about the Vikings?
Their quarterback is Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but the Phillies quarterback is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Okay. You know
I'm
what?
down on Jalen Hurts.
Okay. I'll go with the Minnesota for number
And where's
5.
Arizona factoring in?
They're the wild card. I
What
forgot
about them?
Yeah.
Ah, you can't sleep on them.
No, you can't. Okay. Hold
This is a
on.
tough
Hold on.
exercise.
It's a tough one.
A tough one.
Who would we bump out of that group for Arizona? Could be Minnesota, or it could be New Orleans.
It's a tough one, man.
I'd bump out New Orleans.
Bump out New Orleans. You think they're fugazi?
I'm not so sure. I don't. I'm not so sure about them. The head coach and the quarterback. They're not winners.
No. All of a sudden,
And-
Derek Carr figures it out at 33 years old.
Yeah, and the thing about Minnesota is they are so well coached, Iggy.
Yeah.
They were able to get the most out of Sam Darnold and to disguise his inefficiencies.
How many teams are better coached than the Vikings? One?
Well,
One?
Kansas City
one.
is really well coached.
Uh-huh.
I can't say based on Sunday the Niners are better coached.
No.
I can't say that.
Yeah. Vikings are a very interesting team. They're offense and defense, they're really well coached. Cutting edge. So,
I used to think Philly was well coached, but not anymore.
no. Vic Fangio, what the fuck? Sorry. When Fred was here, when he was staying with you, we would watch these games, and he was, I don't understand why defensive coaches who are having success throughout the game just throw it all away and do something entirely different because there's 2 minutes left on the clock. Like, why would you do that? And then Fangio did it.
Fangio's like that. He
did it. He did it last night. He went full prevent and lost.
Do you think Fangio, maybe his day is over?
Yes.
I agree. Nice man. Did a very good job for Harbaugh here, but his day is done.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And it shows that the Philly was a little desperate to get him.
Yes, they were.
That the idea if they got him showed they're desperate.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work for Philly this year, they all could be out.
Yeah, they all could be out.
Jay's okay says every F-bomb about Niners BS adds a year to my life.
Oy.
I got to put a $1 in the curse jar. Sorry. Herbie Holland, $20. I think the Niners need a championship level defense and defensive coordinator. As much as we love Joe Montana, Steve Young, and Jerry Rice, it was their defense to me that won them championships.
There's a lot of truth, Herbie, to what you just said. They had great defensive teams and great defensive coordinators.
1981 49ers. Let's get some stats up. Their defense ranked number 2. Their offense ranked number 13. That's the first Super Bowl. So absolutely. 84. Defense ranks number 1. Offense ranks number 2.
Oh,
let's go to 88. 88. Seifert. Okay. 88. Defense 3. Offense 2. Wow. What a team. 89. Defense 4. Offense 1. So it was a pretty well-rounded team.
Kind of. And you could see why they talked about their standard, Iggy. They had a standard.
They had a freaking standard.
And part of their standard was every day in practice, Bill Walsh practiced finishing. Finish the drill. Finish. His teams knew how to finish. Kyle's teams don't know how to finish. That's a big difference, Iggy.
I think a lot of people watching this show might be too young to know this, but can you tell people how Jerry Rice would finish reps in practice?
Well, he would run into wouldn't he run into the end zone?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Got to finish.
He practiced finishing.
He practiced finishing.